So today I'm coming at you guys with my top 10 favorite shonen main characters of all time. These aren't necessarily the deepest or the most complex or the most greatest. These are just my personal 10 favorite of all time of the main characters. Let's jump right into it. Coming in at number 10. Jimmy Kudo, aka Conan Edogawa from Detective Conan or Case Closed. This guy, he is just freaking smart as hell, always solving a case, even if it's the most complex. And sure, sometimes it seems like just out of this world how he solves it or whatever, but it's just awesome to see him along the way. At the same time, he also has this little love triangle in a weird way with Rachel and, you know, his older counterpart because he's shrunk down into a little kid. And it's just really fun as hell to see just hundreds of episodes of this guy constantly solving cases, wondering if he'll ever get back to his original age as a teenager or if he's gonna be a kid forever. And he's just a freaking awesome character. It's just, he's a smart guy, he's into mysteries, and it's like, he always says something witty, or he's always making fun of Rachel's father and just doing crazy stuff. It's like, this character, he's a funny kid, and I love seeing his adventure, and I think that he's just a freaking awesome character. Coming in at number 9. Takao Kasuga from The Flowers of Evil. This character goes through some sort of weird metamorphosis that I just really find very intriguing. And the character starts off from kind of like being just this weird wimpy kid, and it's just kind of a weird situation with him, and he kind of has a little bit of weird pervert tendencies, and he morphs into just this giant pervert, and then he just keeps on morphing after that into just this deep character with a sad soul. It feels like he just keeps morphing into an even darker space with every time that he changes and things that happen in his life. It's really an interesting type of character where it's like you're looking at him and you're seeing him change from one stage to the next and all these deep events, and it's almost as though the character doesn't even want to live, but at the same time he always finds some sort of small reason as to why he maybe should keep going, and he just wants to escape from this bubble. And in a very real world sense, this is very an intriguing character and an intriguing situation that he's in, and I just really enjoy seeing where the character is going to go next with his, you know, kind of development, and how dark is he really going to go, what will he really do. It's just really an intriguing situation with this character to see what he's going to do next and how far he's really going to go down the rabbit hole. In some certain levels, I can definitely relate with this character as far as like just his discuss with some of the world and how it can be, and how this bubble that he feels like he's wrapped in. I really feel on certain levels I can relate with the character, and I just think that he's fucking dark, and at the same time he also has a light side to him, and it's just really an intriguing character, the best way to put it. Kasuga Takao. Coming in at number 8. Edward Elric from Full Metal Alchemist. Some of you know him, of course you love him. Just seeing his determination is very inspiring, and at the same time his willing to sacrifice his whole being for his brother and the people that he loves, and go through whatever it takes to get back his arms and his brother's body, but mainly his brother. And I like the fact that he's very caring of his family, especially, you know, of course, his brother. Like, he went through hell and back to try to bring his brother back, always trying to be optimistic even in the darkest situations. And, you know, it felt like a tragedy watching this character, and even throughout all the tragic stuff that they went through, he still was trying to be optimistic and still trying with every fiber in his being to bring back his brother's body. Even if it meant giving up everything that he knows and loves, he would do it just to get his brother back. And I found that very touching, and just seeing somebody that is that family oriented and just loves his family to death and feels guilty in a way of what happened. So it's just really a deep character, but at the same time I just really enjoy him. And, you know, he also has the comedy to him, hey, don't call me short. So, you know, there's a lot of funny stuff to it as well, and I just think that the character overall, he's a very determined character, and nothing was going to stop him from getting his brother's body back and undoing some of the damage that was done when they try to bring their mother back. So that character, definitely, I gotta say, he's a fucking awesome one, and he's really just a determined and truly inspiring character. Coming in at number 7. Joseph Joestar from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 2. This guy is such a troll. He will troll you like, oh my god, I can't believe it's over. And meanwhile, he always has a master plan, trying to be 2 steps ahead. And he's not always the strongest. He's not always the most powerful, even though he looks like a muscle powerhouse. But he will always find a way to outdo you. Even if, you know, the world is coming to an end, he's going to find a way. And I love that about this character. He'll troll you. He'll be like, oh, how could I possibly, oh, I got you, dog. And he's like, oh, I know what you're gonna say before you're gonna say it. You're gonna say, oh my god, I can't believe like, this character is a riot. He's freaking hilarious, but he's also badass at the same time. He's like a troll. He's a walking troll, and it's just freaking hilarious with this guy. In a serious situation, he will bring the jokes, and it'll actually legitimately be like, he just fucked this dude over in a funny way. So I love this character. Definitely one of my favorite of all the JoJos and all of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. He's a riot. That's the best way to put it. Coming in at number 6, Mashiro, or Psycho, from Bakuman. This character, once again, a truly inspiring character. Some of the things that this guy goes through while he's trying to reach his dreams, and I think he really just inspires you to go for your dreams with everything you got. Even he's in the hospital, he's sick as hell because he just keeps on staying up day after day drawing. He's in the hospital drawing again because he doesn't want to stop, and that's something that can inspire and motivate anybody to keep going after their dreams, because he has this promise and it's like, I'm going to keep going with everything I got even if it kills me. And I love stuff like that because that's just showing that, you know, he's gonna go after his dreams regardless of what. The character, everything he goes through is freaking awesome as well. It's like, it's such a simple concept of he's trying to become a mangaka, and at the same time everything about it is so complex and there's so many situations thrown at him, and it's not that he has to throw his fist, but it's more so use his determination, his mind, and his will to keep on going. And I definitely respect this character and for everything that he went through in his series, and he's just freaking awesome. Psycho from Bakuman. Coming in at number 5, Himura Kenshin, also known as the Manslayer Batosai. This guy, he's again a deep character, and at the same time he is just fucking badass. He will cut you down, and some of my favorite bits about him is that he tries his best to keep his promise and keep his cool down, not fight with anybody, don't want to kill anybody, but when you push him over that edge, when you make him snap, he forgets all that shit and he starts reverting back to Batosai, the Manslayer. And some of the shit that he goes through is just crazy, and seeing him with these moral complexities of dealing with, wow, I don't want to kill, but sometimes I have to kill. It's like, kill or be killed. So it's always him dancing on that fine line of not wanting to become a killer again. And it's just really a lot of thinking that goes into this character. It's like, damn, what is he going to do? Is he really going to finally break his promise and kill? And seeing some of his sad backstory, he has a sad past as well, and that's some of the stuff about the character that is like, he can be goofy at times, and I think a lot of the goofiness is just to hide a lot of the pain and sorrow that he has in his past, and it's like, it makes it feel a lot more genuine of a person. It's almost like they bring the character to life with a lot of the stuff that you see within him. Not to mention his fight with Makoto Shisho is probably one of the greatest fights of all time. It's Himura Kenshin, man. If you ever watched Rurouni Kenshin, go watch it. Coming in at number 4, Light Yagami. You know him, you may hate him, you may love him. Death Note. This guy is such a calculated person. He's always thinking with, you know, what it's gonna do next and how he's gonna take you down. And it's like, he always has this sinister feel. And I like how he starts off with this sense of justice of, you know what, I'm gonna be the justice that this world needs, and I'm gonna do what I feel needs to be done to cure this world of all this garbage and filth. And you know, he starts off with a good motive, and I like that about him. It's like, yeah, he started off with a sense of justice. He does get corrupted, you know, throughout the story, but nonetheless, I feel as though his motivation and his evil, calculative ways really just drive the character. And it's always like, fuck, how much darker is Light gonna go? He's already started off as kind of like, you know, there was something off about him, but he just keeps going darker and darker, and it's like, fuck, this character is just such a manipulative person. He's always manipulating people, and you know, any girl that wants to do him is like, yeah, I'll do you know, we'll go in the sheets, and it's always just to further his goal. And it's like, this guy is a fucked up SOB, but he is damn good at what he does. Coming in at number 3, a lot of people love him, a lot of people may hate him, but he's one of my favorites. Naruto Uzumaki. This character, you know, so many people can relate to him being the underdog. You know, people can relate to him being the outcast and, you know, not having people around. And I think it was done so well in the beginning of the series, just really displaying that, you know, he didn't have people. And it's always been displayed of how much of a struggle he went through and how nobody wanted to help him out or anything. And it's just something like that I can always resonate with and kind of see his uprising as a character from being this immature kid to rising up and continuing on to prove people wrong. And I think that's one of the best things about the character, is that he proved people wrong when they doubted him, when they said he was nothing, when they said he was just a monster. He proved them wrong time and time again. And on so many different levels, I can relate with the character and just a lot of things that he's been through and some of the issues. And he's just freaking awesome. He's hilarious. You know, there's a lot of good things about the character, especially in part 1. The comedy with him is just freaking awesome. And the character is just, he's very relatable for me personally in a lot of different senses. And I just really really appreciate being able to see the character grow and constantly just make people believe in him and make people, you know, well, you doubted me and look, I proved you wrong. And that's something I really appreciate about the character and why he's one of my favorites. And, you know, just being along the journey for so long that you be with him, you start to resonate with him and just, it almost feels like he's like, wow, you know, he's Naruto Uzumaki. He's fucking, you know, he's somebody that can change people. He just really puts the non-believers into believers, and I respect that. Believe it. Coming in at number 2, Son Goku, the legendary man, the one that started most of it in, you know, North America. Just, this character, anytime I ever see this character, I just feel comfortable with the character. I almost feel like he's become like a part of me in some aspect, because you get to watch the character, first of all, grow up from a little kid in the woods with nobody, nothing, and he grows into a man and a grandfather, and you just see him constantly along the way, slightly evolving, but he's still always that pure and innocent person at heart, always wanting to protect people, always wanting to be with his family, and, well, not always wanting to be with his family. He does kind of, you know, from time to time go for that trading, but he's just, it's Son Goku. I mean, at this point, it's partially, definitely nostalgia why he's one of my favorites, because it's like, I've been with this character so long, since I was like 4 or 5 years old. I've been watching this character from, you know, back when Dragon Ball Z was on WB in the mornings, and, you know, just to see this character constantly keep on thriving, growing, and changing. And I think as long as I live, I will always remember Son Goku and just love this character for his innocence, but at the same time his bravery and the inspiration that he brings to everyone. You know, when the doubts were out, Goku always went through and did everything that his family needed. Even when, you know, Cell was about to blow up the earth, he told his son one last time, you know, thank you, goodbye, my son. And, you know, he left and took a suicide bombing just to save his family. So I love Goku as you know, he's one of my favorite characters by far. And is not only nostalgia, he's just a fucking awesome and inspiring character, definitely. And seeing his adventure and his journey, seeing him grow from a little kid to even a grandfather was great and something I'll never forget. Number 1. You might have guessed it. If you know me, you might have guessed it. Yes, Yusuke Urameshi, Yu Hakusho. He's a favorite for so many different reasons. One of them being when I was down in my life a lot of times, this series and this character really just kind of got me back up and helped me through hard times. But the character as well, just seeing him, how he starts off and is like, you know, yeah, he got hit by a car. And he's like, you know, fuck life. Why am I even alive? I don't care. I don't want to be brought back. Why? None of these people even give a shit about me. I'm just going to go to hell or heaven or wherever. Just take me. Let's go. And, you know, it's not till he realizes that there are some people that care about him that he's like, maybe I'll give living a chance. But that just goes to show the depth of the character in and of himself, that he was just already, like, kind of done with life at the age of 14. He was just like, why am I even alive? My mom's a lush, my dad's a no-show, and I don't give a shit about school. So it's like, you know, you start off with this type of character as a main shonen protagonist, and you just see him constantly grow and trying to find his way through life, and he's a badass at the same time. He'll, you know, tell you, fuck you, I don't care, I'm gonna kick your ass. And it's like, there's so much with this character that, like, I enjoy of him. And, you know, between nostalgia, between his series being fucking epic, and just seeing him as a character, him himself, he's one of the original badasses of, like, shonen main characters. And they don't really make him like Yusuke Urameshi anymore. You don't get that, you know, 2-bit fucking don't give a fuck about life shonen main character anymore like you did with Yu Hakusho with Yusuke Urameshi. And there's just something about the character that always keeps me going back to the series just to see, you know, one more time to get a look at how he was and what type of person he was. And for a young kid to see the maturity in him was fucking amazing. And it's just something about this character and his series in general that just really gets me. And Yusuke Urameshi for the win. Spirit gun. But yeah, guys, that's my top 10 favorite shonen main characters of all time. Let me know what are your top 10, if you have a top 10 favorite characters, or if you just have a top 5, or just some of your favorite characters in general, of main characters of shonen. I put together this list mainly from the heart. This is mainly a lot of characters that I can resonate in one way or another, or I just really enjoyed my time of getting to see them in their series. So it's not anything that was, you know, analytical or anything like that. It was more so just going from the heart and, you know, just what I really love. So hope you guys can respect that, and I look forward to seeing what you guys put as your top 10 favorite shonen main characters. But that's all I have for this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up for all these awesome main characters, because in one way or another I love and respected each and every one of them on their journey and what they were trying to accomplish. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.